Welcome to the American Dream Planner Quick Training. The focus of this session is on investments and specifically liquid accounts. Begin by clicking Investments, which discloses the inputs for all liquid accounts. And notice that we now have a grid from which you can create an unlimited number of investment accounts, including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, checking accounts, CDs, credit union accounts, of which you can assign them either as joint ownership or for the client or for the spouse specifically. In this case, we have a bond fund from which we wish to edit, and we can assign the account type as well as the current value and its growth rate. Notice that we also allow for a percentage of the growth rate to be subject to income tax on an annual basis and the income tax to apply. To see the effect of this particular item as to the whole of the portfolio, click the account information and notice that we have at the top the sum of all of the investment accounts and the effective rate of return as to the total of each, which constitutes the portfolio. That portfolio is reflected in the grid below. Clicking the tables for the liquid account information, each of the individual funds are reflected in its own column, and as you add more accounts, more columns will appear. To see the impact of changing one part of the portfolio, in this case our bond fund, click to the account types. Notice that we have joint investments, but the account type here is in the client's name. Simply select the joint accounts. And notice that the bond fund at 3.5% constitutes just under 37% of the portfolio, but now we can use the new slider functionality of the software. Let's say, for example, you know that the input is for 3.5%, you wish to change it to 6.5%. Now the portfolio constitutes, at the beginning of the projection, 37.5%, or close to that. To see the impact of those changes, let's reset the values back to where they were originally input and click to our line charting tool for our liquid accounts. And notice that the bond fund has a value of just under $1 million. Changing that bond fund from 3.5% to 6.5% caused the bond fund to now be worth just under $2.4 million. And notice that the XY axis has changed so that we have a $6.9 million total estate value in investments. Resetting the values, notice that it's $5 million. It's a significant difference. If you wish to see the effect of it as to on our pie charting tools, click to the pie chart for liquid accounts and notice that the portfolio is 20% in the year projected because that account is earning substantially less than the larger account earning 7%. Adjusting our target rate to 6.5%, it now reflects a greater share. Note that the target slider values are whole numbers at the top and that fractional amounts are in the lower screen. Please also note that the target rates that are reflected in the slider does not change the actual calculating engine for that particular scenario. If you like the results of a 6.5% rate of return, you need to go back to the liquid account main input screen and modify that account value as to its growth rate. The slider simply exists to show you the effect of changing one or two accounts as to the entire portfolio to determine if the results will be better over time. Notice also in our tables for liquid accounts by type, we have on the main input screen that listing. You can have all the account types. They will all be categorized, and you can accumulate different accounts within the account types, and they will simply sum them up and show the ratio as each account exists in the year that the projection is to begin. This concludes the quick training on investment for liquid accounts.